Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Mehul, and right now I am going to be giving you my take on what are some of the worst things about Dubai. Now, if you haven't seen my video where I talk a little bit about what I think the best things about Dubai are, there'll be a link coming up in the corner right there. I still don't know which side it is, okay? But yeah, check that video out as well if you want to see what I think is the best things about Dubai. But what we are going to be talking about right now are the worst things that I experienced when I was kind of traveling around that amazing place. Now, I think I'm going to state an obvious one here to kick things off. It is incredibly expensive, okay? It is incredibly expensive, and this time I'm going to enunciate that sort of incredibly, okay? It can be extremely pricey. It's one where you can go to bars and you can enjoy a drink. I think a lot of people think about Dubai as like, oh, you can't go and you can't have a beer or anything like that. You can. That's not a problem. But it is going to be a little bit pricey, okay? You can expect to pay maybe £8 to £9 for a pint of beer, which is quite steep. However, when you think about it to London, it's only maybe like £2-3 more than central London itself, okay? If you was to go out to eat, you can cheap it, but the food can also be quite pricey. It all depends on where you go, okay? But listen, it is Dubai. It is expensive. The first thing, and I know I said this is one of the best things, but it can also be a bad thing. It is the weather. The hotness there is absolutely amazing. I love it, but even with me loving the heat, sometimes there are moments that you're like, this is a bit too much. Let me jump into an air-conditioned building just to cool off and relax, okay? With their heat, there are times in the year that you cannot go or you shouldn't be brave enough to go, and I think that will be when it's in the summertime, when it's hitting 50, 60 odd degrees, and it might just be a bit unbearable. But the heat is something that cannot be quite pleasant. Sometimes you're a little bit too hot. One of the worst things about Dubai is the traffic. And it is extremely busy there, especially if you're trying to drive around peak times. Now, I'm sure that's normal for everywhere, but it can add up if you're taking taxis to various different places. Because a lot of time you will be stuck in traffic, okay? And it's not like things are close to each other. If you're in, let's say, for example, Jumeirah Beach, you will need to take a taxi to go to the Burj Khalifa. And that can add up. If you're in the Burj Khalifa, you might want to take a taxi to go to the historic parts of Dubai. It can really, really stack up in terms of the prices of those taxis because you need a car to be able to get around there, especially if you are living there. Even though their subway is amazing, you will need to take a car to get around. And that's probably the quickest way to do it. But beware, you're going to be stuck in traffic. And the next thing about it, if you do not want to take a taxi, you can take the subway. But just beware, they can be very, very far away from where they say they are. You can be going on trips to just get to a subway station, okay? For example, when we were inside the Burj Khalifa, we read that there was a Burj Khalifa train station. I kid you not. In London, you'd be like, okay, cool, Oxford Circus train station. Okay, it's bang in the middle of Oxford Circus. Piccadilly Circus station is literally in Piccadilly Circus. The Burj Khalifa station, we might have left Burj Khalifa, okay? We might have left Dubai Mall and went looking for this station. I kid you not. From the entrance, we were probably walking for about 15 minutes just to get to the Burj Khalifa Dubai Mall station. So you can literally be, even though it looks like a local station, you could be walking quite a distance just to get to that station. Now, another one, I've just touched upon it again. Things are really far away from each other, okay? All their big sort of sites that you would want to go and see as a tourist are really far away from each other, that you will need to spend a lot of time kind of traveling between areas. So if you do go, just kind of take that into account, that there will be travel time when moving around the city. The next thing about Dubai that I'm not a big fan of is that it can be done fairly quickly. Like I kind of mentioned, there really isn't a lot to see and do, okay? Once you've kind of seen the big things, such as going to Old Dubai, such as seeing the Dubai Mall and Burj Khalifa, going to the beach, seeing the Palm, you can almost do that in maybe a day or two, okay? And then after that, you're thinking, what do we do now? You know, so bear that in mind. You might want to spread your activities out a little bit, or you might want to kind of dedicate some time to just relax. But it can be a place that you can literally visit and see everything fairly quickly. Now, when I was sitting down thinking about what are the worst things about Dubai, I really did have to try quite hard to think, because it wasn't things that came easy, because I really did enjoy my trip out there. But these are some of the things that I was not the biggest fan of when I was in Dubai. So everyone, if you do have any thoughts about Dubai and what are some of the worst things that you might have kind of experienced or wasn't a big fan of when you traveled there, please leave it in the comment section below, okay? And we can kind of have a discussion about it. But overall, I do think it is an amazing place and definitely one you should visit, okay? Just kind of take into account some of the things that I said above. Mainly, they're just sort of logistical stuff. But guys, like I said, do go to Dubai because it is a truly stunning place. And if you haven't, please like the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because there are more videos coming on your way, and you've got a few more videos on the channel if you haven't checked them out. But I'll see you guys next time.